friends. We have a little surprise today. I can say, but from passion to legacy. Does that remind you something, Roksana?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay, so I'm Panayota. I was a guest last time that I came here, but today I have another guest. The guest that was the host. So that's interesting. So thank you, Roksana. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So she was the host last time, and I was a guest. So that's a little bit fun and interesting. It's my honor to ask you to take some information about you, to learn more about you, and I'm very happy.
Thank you for taking your time.
You can see it. I'm very
happy.
I can see. So, welcome.
Thank you. It's a weird feeling to be on the other side.
Yes,
usually.
exactly.
I'm the one who is interviewing.
How you feel?
Excited.
How was the trip? How was your adventure with that?
With the show?
Yes.
Yeah. I find that I always thought that it was an interesting thing to talk about with people, because Canada, you have a lot of people who are coming here to pursue their new life, new chapter of life, and everyone has different stories. Myself as well, I moved to Canada 10 years ago. So I also had a bit of a journey with different ups and downs. So when John told me, hey, like I have an idea for this kind of talk show, how about that? I'm like, oh, that's actually it's a very wide topic, because it doesn't matter which country you're coming from. No. The story will be different, and I hope that when we start releasing the episodes, it will be really relevant and interesting for the audience.
Yeah, I'm sure. So do you want to tell us something about what was exactly about the From Passion to Legacy? What was the meaning? What was that you wanted to give to people? What was about?
The initial idea, and then the main, and it continued to be the main idea and the core of the show, was that when people move to another country, they do face a lot of challenges, right? Like moving to, especially when you move at a more like adult age. When you're a kid, it's different. When you move at the age 20, 30, 40 plus, there are a lot of challenges, and from integration standpoint, from just accepting the different mindset, relearning, unlearning, making new friends. And the older you become, it's more difficult to make new friends. So all those challenges, they are usually imposed to a person, and it's very easy to get lost into that attempts to find a new life, to find a new work, just to survive sometimes.
Yes.
And the whole idea of the talk show was to bring the stories of the people who moved to Canada, and we all dream, right, since we are kids.
Yeah.
But sometimes those dreams and those passion and those ideas, they kind of fell somewhere behind, and we start thinking, okay, like in our next life.
Yeah.
So the idea of the talk show was to bring those stories to the audience, about the people, who came to Canada, who had that idea, passion, dream, creative idea, artistic idea, business idea, and despite of all those hustles that we all go through when we move, they still find in themselves those strengths, the courage and the passion to pursue them and to bring them to life.
Yeah.
So for me, it was also very close to my heart, first of all, because I'm also an immigrant.
Exactly.
Well, now I'm Canadian citizen.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Yeah,
what did you took from that? What was your personal experience? What did you feel? You're not alone. Did you feel that wow? That gives me the courage. That reminds me of something. What did you take personally?
You know, for me, a little discovery was, I think when we talk about he or she immigrated to another country, in my head before I was thinking, okay, like usually people when they immigrate for a better life very often, right?
Yeah.
For me, a bit of a discovery was when I was talking to different people, was that sometimes I got married, sometimes I decided to drop off everything and challenge myself and try to find the new challenges in another country. Sometimes it would be I moved away from my country because it was a difficult political or different situation there. So for me, it was a bit of a discovery how different those stories and the reasonings behind are. And for me, it was interesting to talk to different people, and to your point, to see how resilient you can be in trying to pursue something that you really love.
Yes.
Because in my case, it was a bit different when I moved. I was working back then in my corporate job, and for me we're still discussing it with my husband. It was like winning a $1 million lottery, because we moved under transition from one market to another market within my company.
Wow.
So it was a dream. Like tickets were paid, like luggage was delivered. We came here.
Like
I had a job right away, so I just moved. The only downside for me was that I was moving from a higher position in Russia, where I got the promotion while I was waiting for the documents. And then here it was a lower grade. So I was downgrading at my job.
Yes.
But I was thinking, and back then I was very career obsessed, oriented. It was all like, how can I get the next promotion, that kind of mindset. So I thought, okay, like I'll be able to reestablish myself and show myself and like get it back, fine. But in a nutshell, it was like a very like a Cinderella story, you know, like you go like that.
Reminds me
like
of something.
everything is settled, like you go to work from the day one, and then eventually it allowed also, for example, my husband not to rush for any job, but like to try to find a job within his field.
Yes.
So it was like a very light, not transition, but very light immigration story. Like it doesn't happen often. But
and psychologically also it was
it was let me put it this way, I didn't face those difficulties from financial, I would say, standpoint that often people face when they move, when you move to another country and you need to drop off everything and start from scratch,
from zero.
Yeah,
it's a little bit comfort to have something to stand on. It's a good part, but gives you, I find, gives you a little bit of not so much insecurity, not so much. You will feel. I'm supposing. I don't know. You're gonna tell us. You're gonna tell us. So, Roksana, the thing is, how about the artistic side of that talk show? What did you took from that? Because I'm asking you as an artist. Did you learn something from that? Did you see something of that stories? You know, to you personally, did you see something on you artistically more when I was here, let's say? Did you see something?
I was always, every time that I was having a conversation, and all of those people, including you, moved to Canada at a certain, like a grown-up age. And that's why I'm going back to this, is that you, for example, you had a lot of things that you left behind in Greece from your artistic career standpoint, right? I had another guest also, he moved to Canada and he left behind also a lot of amazing work that he did as a producer and director. So for me, it was always, when I was talking to those people, like to you, to technically everyone on the show, was that how much people were not afraid to leave behind and go and start from scratch. Because in most of the cases, I think we all realize that, okay, moving to a new country, we will have to start from, especially as an, right, like, so you moved, you were already an actress, you were already a well-known established actress, and you already had a big legacy from the artistic standpoint. Me, for example, when I moved, I just would change, I changed the companies, but my artistic side of me kind of developed here in Canada. But I was always, as I was doing the interviews, for me it was like, oh wow, okay, like, so people are not afraid to leave behind so many things, so many achievements, and to go and start from scratch, and it's very tough.
Yeah, you see, I was never into that point. I was never thought that it's about fear or no fear. You have some excitement when it's something new, like a new country, a new car. I'm just saying, but that excitement, it's going away a little bit, you know, after a certain matter of time. It's a matter of time, like it can't last. Okay, so you have to realize, you have to to step back and see, wow, is it good for me? Yes, it's good. Or questions and with yourself. So what was your biggest question when you came here? Your deeper, what was the, look, personally, I question myself every day.
You still do?
Well, did you find your answers? Did you answer on that deep question?
You know, it's funny because I always said and think, and I still do, that when you're moving to another country, in most of the cases, it's a conscious choice, right? So you're making that choice. So you kind of, before making that choice, you do go through that process of questioning, why am I doing that? Is it the right thing to do? So that's why for me, when we moved, I did have, I think it was my week 1, when I had that only once moment when I was thinking, what the hell am I doing that? And it was super funny because
only once?
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky.
Like, that was the first and the last time that I cried about the move and the change. I went there, and it was a super stupid thing that kind of led to that. I went to buy a coat. I was waiting for my stuff to arrive to Canada. It was super cold, and I went to St. Catherine Street, which is like crowded and a lot of people. And I went, and as I'm walking through, and I'm like, what am I doing here? I didn't like, but that was week 1, right?
I can feel you.
And I didn't feel at all like it's not home. It's never going to be home. I came home, and I literally was crying for like 30 minutes, saying like, why? Like, why did we move? And then kind of I stopped, breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah.
And it settled. I don't know. I never had it. So very often people would ask me like, do you miss Moscow? Do you miss going back? Or like, did you ever regret about moving? And I always say like, I don't. I mean, it's the conscious choice.
It's a new life.
It's a new life. Like, you go, you decide, and you move on. It's
exactly.
your decision. So I don't think I did have any big questions.
Okay.
Why.
Okay. And how about the stories that you heard? Is there any story or any detail of the stories that you heard of these guests that you had that stuck in your mind, or making you think something more specific? It was something, okay, it's an experience with Mr. Ioannis, and we did it. It was a nice experience, we move on. Or it was something for you that it was more lesson, or what was it in that talk show that kept you? Can you answer to me?
Yeah, it's for me, it was, and as I said, every guest had a different story and a different background. And I'll give you an example. I was interviewing the guy. Eventually one of the episodes will come out, and he did develop like an amazing career for example, as a film director in his own country of origin. And when I asked him, why did you move? He said like, well, I reached a certain level of fatigue from the industry there, and I wanted to try something new.
Wow.
So even despite that, he recognized back then that it's going to be it's a full downgrade to a starting point, like almost like losing all the experience that you had behind and moving to another country, he still did it. So for me it was, oh wow, okay. So because we often, when we also think about making the change, we're trying to make sure that like there is a safety something, that, like where we land, like we're going to be in a safe space, which doesn't always happen. So that was one of the example. Another example for me, I was also interviewing a guy. He's a dance teacher, and I was surprised. Again, I was always thinking that when people immigrate, it's because they're going after a better life or a change. For him, it was like, let's go try to compete in another country.
Oh.
And then he came,
challenging.
and he was like pretty young, and he settled, right?
Okay.
So it's just like, it's for me it was a bit of an opening, I guess, of how different the paths can be versus what I had in my head when you would say, okay, like that person immigrated,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe I don't know. Maybe it came from the previous old life or history that I had before. Because let's say, like when people were immigrating from Russia, it was always that kind of perception that they were immigrating for a better life.
Yes.
Right,
yeah.
but
it's
surprisingly,
not,
it's not always a better
no,
life.
no,
Like
no, no.
it's sometimes just a new challenge, a new experience. And some people say, oh, like I got married and then I had to kind of integrate and redefine myself. How do I live in this new country? So it's just like, it's amazing how different were the stories.
Okay. And how's your everyday life, let's say? What is something that you... what was the hardest part on the everyday life? And what was the easiest part when you moved here? In, everyday life, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. I might, and people always say me, oh, like you're such an extroverted person, but I am actually a pretty introverted person. So for me, it was the first big challenge was really starting in a new company, in a new team, and that whole integration for me was pretty painful as well at work, because I didn't know people, and I'm not the person also who is makes friends like that. So it took for me about maybe like 6 or 7 months to really feel comfortable coming to work, talking to people, making some connections and that kind of stuff. And also in the office, let's say people were mostly, if they're going for lunch, for example, they were speaking French.
Yes. Yeah.
And my French back then, I mean, it was at a distant level, but I was having difficulties understanding it. A couple of times I went with my colleagues to have a lunch, and they started speaking between themselves French, and I couldn't understand a word. I couldn't eat. I was trying to focus, trying to understand the conversation. I understood nothing. And then like, hey, do you want to go for lunch? I'm like, maybe next time.
I feel you.
Maybe
yes.
when my French becomes better. So all those kind of things, I felt a little bit. And then there were still some differences in mentality when it comes to to the work, to the corporate work and the way people were working. Because I was at first at work perceived as very pushy, as because I came from a country where it was okay, like deadlines, let's go, like well, you said that you're going to do this on day X, like why?
Wow.
Here it was a bit more relaxed back then approach that the world can wait, that's okay. Well, back then it was like almost 10 years ago when I came.
Yes.
Yeah, so I
find there's a big difference.
Maybe it's changing. Yeah, but back then I got some feedback also from the colleagues, oh, like you're too pushy, you're to that, you're to this. So I did have also to like tweak myself in a certain way to adapt, even though there were certain things that were pissing me off. I don't know how to say it, but it was just
you getting
like,
you mad,
like,
you know.
Come on,
yes,
we can do better.
Is this a cultural thing you find, or you think it's a personal characteristic?
I think it is a culture thing, because I think that if I now look back and compare, let's say, and Moscow, it's like a little country in a country, right? Like it's a huge city. It has a bit also of a different lifestyle, and overall the speed of life is different. But yeah, back then, maybe something has changed now, but it's very fast-paced overall environment in Moscow, so it imposes the same lifestyle. So when it comes to the corporate work, for example, it was always fast. Everything was needed yesterday, like come on, go. And then here it was and still I think that like Canadian mindset, and I even instilled that mindset over the years as well, is that the world can wait.
Okay.
Like sometimes I even will say, like if it doesn't like change anything, like tomorrow, like in a year, it can wait.
I thought it was only the Greeks like this.
No.
Okay, that's a good
you're
point
not
of
the
view.
only ones.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The thing is, maybe the multiculturalism is. I think it's a characteristic of that too.
Maybe, yeah.
What do you think every culture here, let's say your culture, my culture, or any culture brings to Canada, or in any new city that you come in? What do you think you brought with you, or what do you think you take from it's a give, it's a take. What is it when we come to a new country? What do you think about that?
Well, eventually Canada, it's the country that is like, it's a very diversified, right? You have so many people there, so many culture, they're all blended. So I think that also this is something that allows Canada and the mindset Canadian overall to be much more, how do I say it? Tolerate is not the right word, but much more open to all the differences that come across with the cultures as well, with the different people, with the personalities and that kind of. So I find that probably maybe if the country is a bit more one-dimensional, and there's no country that is one-dimensional, but you know what I mean, when it's like less of that diversity of the different origins and nations. So I find that usually that country might be a bit more like less open to all the different things. So I think that's what makes Canada unique in a certain way. It's just because it's so blended and there's so many different people.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, food. So that's I guess me also coming from another country. That's I guess my contribution into Canadian culture as well is bringing part of me. Because sometimes my colleagues are like, oh, like, this is how you do it in Russia? Oh, this is
this is how we do it.
Exactly. But,
exactly.
And then the same on the flip side, right? It's readjusting your mindset as well.
So it's a give and take, eh?
Yeah, to be open to things. So certain things that, let's say, in my country would be perceived like weird or like, that's, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
mine too.
Here it's just like, okay, fine. It is what it is. That's how things are.
Yeah.
So you just become more.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Move on. Whatever. Wow. So, what's your next project? What do you think? How we're gonna see you in a few months or a few days? I don't know. What's your plans?
A lot of plans actually. Well, some plans that are already outlined. Continue wrapping up this season and preparing for season 2, and then another talk show that we'll also have with John is the Rising Stars.
Rising Stars?
Yeah,
season 2?
Season 2.
Wow, amazing.
2. It was a big, a happy moment for me when John said, hey, like, do you want to host it?
Yeah.
He was trying to sell me the idea. I'm like, you don't need to sell me the idea. Like I'm in.
I think it fits you very good to be the host. And did you imagine? Did you ever imagine to be in that position? To host a talk show, to have a...
Well, it was always like when I was a kid, I guess every artistic person, most of the artistic people that you would ask, they will always refer it back to their childhood. So when I was a kid, I loved all that kind of stuff, to be in front of the camera, performing. Like I remember I was going to all the different casting calls for singing that were held back then. And at some point of time, when I needed to decide which university I'm going to pursue, I had a thinking, like, should I go? Because in Moscow we have a few. It's film school, theater schools. Like it's a it's a full-fledged like university degree that you can get. But back then, I'm like, I didn't have confidence in me. I didn't have courage. Like I'm not good enough. Okay, no. So I went to study marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from there, I was building my career in marketing for 15 years. But every time there was an opportunity there, like perform on the stage, do a Christmas performance, like to dance, to sing, to host. I was hosting for 3 years in a row. I was hosting the conferences like a master of ceremonies on stage. The biggest one was for 1,500 people, which was like a huge one. Yeah, I was just like,
you were comfortable with that?
Yes, I was getting that experience. I never knew. Luckily, see, like now I can use whatever baggage I was able to create with my previous work, so it helps me. But to answer your question, did I ever thought? I dreamed. I never thought that I would get the chance to finally get into this whole world of like acting and hosting and just enjoying the artistic side of it. No.
That's amazing. So that was your first opportunity here?
To host, yes. Yeah. To
Okay,
host a talk
but
show like that. Yeah.
do you have a background in that?
No.
No, never.
No. My background is in marketing.
Okay.
And just a big desire, to be in front of the camera. I love to be in front of the camera or on stage or perform. So I guess
That's
it
amazing.
was just somewhere out there. And then 4 years ago, and that idea kept, like knocking in the back of my head. And I thought, okay, like maybe I can try. So I think I signed up with one of the Toronto agencies for modeling.
Okay.
And I started acting classes. Then I found my agent. Then this whole thing kind of started to develop slowly. Then on one of the sets for the comedy skits, I met John. And then at some point, let's do your clip. Let's do this. So he was also proposing some ideas for the projects. And then, now it's like the last, I would say, 3-4 months. It's really been, my husband sometimes laughs, look, you're shooting or this or that. Or you have, so it's amazing. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So every day you're busy with this?
There's not with this, but twice a month we shoot the Rising Stars or Passion to Legacy. Then sometimes I would be on set, I would be on shoots.
Okay.
And recently I also got involved into, it's funny because you never know whom you meet on those talk shows.
That's another thing, also with Mr. Ioannis too.
Exactly. So I met through him. I was interviewing her also. She's a singer, so she's a Russian romantic singer, and she does 3-4 times a year. She does like a theater type of performances when you have the storytelling from the stage, poems reading and singing. And then with her, it's like right now, recently, it went from like this little piece, so like, can you sing a song with me? To like we're performing on Thursday, and I'm also like telling the story and reading.
What?
So it kind of rolled out.
Yes,
into
of course.
the
I need more information about that, please.
Yeah. For sure.
Yes, after. So, do you believe dreams come true?
When you manifest them.
Yeah.
And when you put efforts behind.
You're on one of those
Yeah.
that
I have a vision board. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I do believe in that.
Because I find that perception gives you courage in life, and you can have a big and deep path in your life, and see people differently and connect with people. Did you connect with the people? Did you had any contacts to meet them better, to outside from the show? Did you had any? Did you make friends?
Yeah, some of the a lot of guests that I invite either to Rising Stars or to Passion to Legacy, it's either I know them personally, and for me it was really interesting to rediscover other parts of them, or to learn some information or some new things that I didn't know about them before. Or those people that I connect because, let's say, somebody gave me the contact on the show. As an example, with the lady who I just mentioned, the Antonina, she's the singer of Russian romances. I met her here, I interviewed her, and then it kind of developed into a creative project, and then some plans, and now, let's do this, let's do that. She's very, she's very creative. So it's making first of all, for me, it's making the connections, because I was not integrated at all in artistic part of like Montreal life anyhow. So it's just like getting to know, meeting the people, and just simply learning things from them. Either it's talking to the actors about the tips and advices and certain things that I would never thought of, or on Passion to Legacy is learning how people went through different phases also of their journey, and it's really fascinating to learn new things about people that I either knew or discover new personalities for myself.
Yeah, and the easy part is that you were more comfortable with people maybe that you already knew. That's the easy part. What was the hardest part on the talk show for you? I would say that first of all, I think that when you do something that you really love and enjoy, it goes smooth. But then you might start
questioning.
You're thinking.
Like, okay, am I good enough? Did I do here good? Did I do here? Could I have done here better?
Yeah.
So for me, the most difficult one, and the first episode actually that we were shooting was Passion to Legacy. And yeah, for me, just to get into that comfy, calm phase.
Yes.
Not to be stressed, not to be nervous, not to overthink while I'm interviewing the other person.
That I find that's the most
difficult.
That's the most difficult part.
No,
like I don't know how, but we'll see in the future. The thing is how you can be comfortable when you're in front of cameras. You need a little bit to be yourself. That's another thing. Do you find that in your job or in that job, it's easy to be yourself when you're surrounded with different cultures, with different personalities, with different egos? You know that. Do you find that easy? Because for me, it wasn't so.
Maybe I didn't do yet enough, or maybe I didn't meet. Yeah, maybe I was lucky up until now to interview and to meet the people that are.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's first of all, I think that just as long as you know clearly your identity and what you are and who you are, it's easy. And then again, bring in that aspect of when you do something that you really love and you really enjoy. I would say that I'm pretty much myself.
That's amazing.
At both talk
That's
shows.
amazing. I find that's the point.
Yeah, I know. It's I'm bringing myself, through myself.
And what did you find through all that journey at the end? What was the meaning? Like, if you had a title for the final episode, what was gonna be the name?
Stay true to yourself.
Okay.
Because in the end of the day, the reason why we have certain aspirations or dreams or things that we want to pursue in life, they're connected to who we are. So as long as you stay, and it's throughout, it's not anyhow connected with either you're an artist or not an artist. It's just in life as a person, like stay true to yourself is something, and that's what I also found at some point of time. It's difficult depending on the environment you're in. So sometimes you can find yourself in the environment where you really need to filter every single word that you say. You need to go and like engage with the people that, like, if you had a choice, you wouldn't really even say hi to, so it's you might find yourself in the environment when it's difficult to really stay true to yourself, and very often if you start to go that direction, you might be perceived as an outsider. But I do think that it's really, really important. Like, if you don't think that something is right, then I had a situation at I have a couple of part-time jobs as well as I'm doing the talk show. So at one of my work, I had a situation when, let's say, the majority of the employees, they were doing something that I didn't agree with conceptually. And when I was told, well, like, everyone is doing that, so you should do that. And I said, like, well, I outgrown a ship mentality, I think, a while ago. So sorry, but like, the fact that crowd goes left doesn't mean that I will go left because the crowd goes there. So for me, that was like that, that moment of when I broke through that that pattern of doing, okay, well, what will the other people think? No, like, I'm gonna do the same. No. Like
and you need a strong core for that, or I find we have to be strong character to follow that.
You might not always be that character from the very beginning of your life. You might just at some point of time choose that direction.
Yes.
That's a choice.
Yeah, it has some consequences though, but whatever.
Well, I mean, me too, but then, like, okay, whatever. Like,
everything in life has consequences,
As long as you conceptually know that they're going to be.
Exactly. Are you watching the videos that you're doing, the episodes? Are you saying, oh, that or this?
Oh, yeah. I watched them the first time when we released first episode for Rising Stars,
Uh-huh.
the one that I hosted, I guess I will continue to be nervous every time that I'll be watching the new episode.
Yeah, tell me, please.
I watched it, and at first I thought, okay, like not bad. I was actually happy with how I did it, but then the moment when I rewatched it again, of course I was trying to understand, okay, like where I can do better, what I can do better. So now I do watch those episodes, and eventually I remember the conversation because I interviewed the guest. So I watch them more from the perspective to see what I can do better, either the structure of the conversation, how I lead it, or simply trying to, for future, to get rid of the words, I call them words parasites, that you keep repeating.
Oh,
and
you're
sometimes
telling
like,
me? Yes.
I could easily like skip saying that word 3 times, you know.
Yes.
So I'm watching those episodes to see how I can make the conversation smoother, better, and then eventually from the content perspective also to make sure that it's interesting to watch for the audience.
Yeah, that you feel that you're giving something and not only you're stuck in okay.
Exactly.
And how you handle the uncomfortable situations? Have you ever been in an uncomfortable situation in front of the camera, or when this talk show goes on, you know? Do you remember any of those?
I'm trying, I'm
No,
trying right now to remember. I had, well, usually I do prepare myself, so
Yes, of course, as we said.
yes, I need to. It helps me. It helps me just to set the structure of the conversation, and the way I'm always approaching is that even if, for example, I'm interviewing the actor or the person on the Passion to Legacy who moved, right? It seems that the question can be the same, but in reality, you know, because every person has such a different experience, and when I look at the experience that they have, then I'm building the story how I can bring that experience in front of the audience, so that somebody will learn something new from listening to our interview. So I do prepare, but yes, sometimes the conversation gets derailed, and then I need to make sure how to bring it back to the let's say a certain structure, or the certain certain like a red, to have the same red line throughout the conversation.
Yeah, that line.
Or I had once when the conversation was very fast. So then as I'm interviewing, I'm thinking, okay, how can I also, like, what else can I ask? How can I make the person feel maybe more comfortable talking?
That's
right?
that,
So because every single person is different in front of the camera, and there are people who are very used to that, and there are people who might get uncomfortable,
more closed,
more,
and
more closed. So that's it's also interesting how, and for me it's a great experience to manage those different situations. Because it's a little challenge that usually pops up during the conversation. So you need to figure out, as you listen to the person, how he answers the question, and then in my head I will be thinking, okay, like what do I do next, or how can I redirect the conversation, or how can I make it ask something else that will bring another story to the conversation. So it's
you're always thinking, but because I need your advice in that. I need your advice.
You're going to do also the talk show, right? The Greek one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Excited?
Yeah. I'm excited, and I feel more comfortable because I'm gonna speak more in Greek, as I know. But we're not here about me today, we're here about you. And I want you to look back and let me know, what is the title of your story? Roksana.
See, I don't have I don't have the questions. It's different now. I need to come up with the answer.
Yeah, if it was your life from your country here, your story, and it was a talk show of your life, what's gonna be the title? Wow, that was a good question.
That was a good question. It should be like in one sentence?
No, not at all. Not at all. But okay, I'm gonna go in a different path, okay? We're always asking in a talk show about others people's life. So that's, and if you had a title about me when I was your guest, I think it's easy peasy to have a title, you know. It's easy to think when you have your guests, but when you are a guest and you change the position, it's a little bit triggering also. Think and let us know you better, Roksana. So because
I'll try to make it short. I can tell you it in one sentence, but I guess the main thing is that if you have the calling, like because in my case what happened is that I quit my corporate job like 4 years ago. Approximately the same time I got into acting. That's when I thought, okay, like if it's somewhere in that back of my head, maybe there's something behind it, right? So I always loved it. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And as I was started doing my acting classes, found my acting coach, I was trying to find a job in the corporate business.
okay.
But I think that deep in my heart, I didn't want to go back at all. So the stars or whatever, because I didn't have even one interview.
Okay.
I had a CV of 15 years of a marketeer, like a senior role, and I didn't have even one interview in a year. It was dead as hell. So I don't know if I can call myself a spiritual person or whatever, but I do believe that if a friend of mine told me, like, you don't send the right signals into the universe. So probably my signals to the universe back then were more related to acting and all that artistic side of me that was kind of buried under that, oh no, like I need to develop my career, I need to get a new promotion, that kind of thing. So after a year of tries, I said, okay, like whatever, like I removed, you know, like that sign that you put on LinkedIn, open for work. I removed that one. I said, okay, like I stopped trying, and I just redirected my full energy and attention on, okay, like how I can make this whole thing
come
together. Like, yeah, because we all know also that you can't really make money out of being an actor unless you're in that 5%. So how can I make this puzzle work somehow that I can still get to do what I really love, and then have some financial still stability, I guess, right? So yes, my husband was working, but it was not like we needed still me to work. So
of course.
So for me, then, try to summarize the whole thinking is that if you have something that you really love, you can put it on the shelf and think, oh, like I'll do it next life, or you can bring it up front and see, okay, like what I can do with that to make it happen. Right? And then, yeah, like I did understand that it will have the financial impacts on us as a family. That there will be some things that we'll need to, put aside and like not to do just because of
what you love to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but then, yeah, if you're ready to risk, and eventually, yes, kudos to my husband as well, because he supports those things a lot.
That's very important too.
If you have someone who supports, who says, because he could say like, no, like, you know what, like, no, you go back to work and find the like normal work. Stop like doing all that like things that don't bring any money. But he was always was and is very supportive. So when you have that combination, I find it's a perfect mix. I wish I can translate you the word that we say in my language. We say the word apothimeno. Apothimeno means something that you want to do it, but you never do it. And you put it back, and that in my culture they say that it's gonna eat you. If you put it back, one day it's gonna eat you. But I completely agree with you. It's a little bit common to say love what you do and do what you love. It's very common, but it's so true. Because if you're not happy with what you do, one day it's going to stop. It's going to stop and you're not going to enjoy what you do. So I completely understand and feel what you say. You'll just look back at the age, I don't know, 60, 70,
whatever, even
Whatever,
you know,
yeah,
even
and
in
then-
35, if
And
you
then
look,
I was like, oh, why?
yeah, you feel that you're losing time, but it's completely whatever. Time is, it's something that it's very, very weird. There's no time in when you do something that you love. I find that I don't care about the time. I don't care. You're losing your the sense of time.
Sense of time, exactly.
The thing is that you see by yourself that you don't have a title.
I know.
So we have to find a title. So we can think the one before that you said, that stay true
True to yourself.
to yourself, and this is the meaning. This is the point, and the talk show was about the true stories.
Yeah.
I'm correct?
Yeah, I thought about the title also, another one, that nothing is ever too late.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
another,
yes,
I
yes,
think,
that's
yeah.
another thing. Yeah,
That's another
because
thing. Nothing is ever too late.
yeah,
Yeah, I always say that, like, yeah, it's too late when, I don't know, the person died or the person was terminally sick, then yeah, certain things are like too late. That's it. Like, it's too late. All the time before, you can change.
yes.
It's your choice. You can go, do, and nothing is ever too late.
And what is your advice when you see somebody that just came from another country? What do you want to say to him or her or whatever? What's the first thing that you're thinking? He's gonna come tell you, like, Roksana, I just came from my, you know. What is the? What you
Well,
wanna
first
say?
of all, sometimes I think very often when we move to so number one, if we talk purely like moving from one country to another, over time we do find certain things that we don't like, and we kind of sometimes, I feel, turn into those people who start complaining already about the country that we live in.
Yes.
I always say, because sometimes people will ask me like, oh, like, but in Canada there is this, there is that, and Quebec there is issues with the health system, blah blah. I said, yeah, but there is no perfect place to live anywhere.
No.
So any country that you would come, after a certain period of time, you will find certain things that might not be aligned to what your preferences are, what your comfort zone, right? So number one, like, there is no perfect country. You'll always find something that you like or you won't dislike. So just accept it, embrace it, and move on with that. Another thing is, don't set yourself certain frames as to how quickly you will integrate into this or that country, because every person is different.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to come with a very, very open mind. But that's what I think it's going back to. Whenever the person decides to change the country, to move to another country, as long as this move is a conscious choice, then you always just need to bring yourself to the reason, why did you decide like that?
Why?
Right? Why?
The big
Right, like,
why.
The big why. There was a reason why you decided to make this choice, to make this move. So I think that always remembering the whys will also help you kind of to...
And stay
yeah.
true, as you said.
And I
Stay
guess
true to
that's
that
the-
why and to
yeah.
yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is the funny moments helped you to solve things, or the humor, or, you know, because personally they helped me a lot to survive in the difficult moments.
I'm trying to remember right now. Like, I guess I do have overall in life just the approach that is more like humor related. I'll tell you a little story. Like, recently, I don't know, I was in a grumpy mood, and I was complaining about different things, and my husband said, like, look, like, you're already like a little grandma. You're just missing, like, the little thing, and just sit and like complain about everyone. And I was like, yeah, like, you actually, like, you're right. Like, I'm really getting that into that mode. No, like, let's remove it. So I would say that just humor overall in general, and a bit of sarcastic attitude even towards yourself, it will just help you to survive through every life situation.
Yeah. Do you believe in that? I
do.
completely believe in that.
I do.
Because in everyday life it helps you solve simple moments, but sometimes it's going to be hard also. Like even cultural things, even things that it's situation in the workplace. So because you're acting classes, for sure they're gonna help you a lot in that.
No, it's a therapy.
Yeah, it's a therapy.
That's a therapy to
Yeah.
a certain extent as well. Yeah.
So as we're closing that talk show now, where we can find you in summertime?
Well, we will continue shooting the Rising Stars.
Nice. Hopefully with some sun.
Hopefully with, yeah, I just realized that all the times that we're shooting, it was very cloudy and not really sunny weather, so hopefully with the sun.
Canada.
We will, I know that the team, they started already editing process for the From Passion to Legacy season 1, so I'm very excited also to see how those episodes come, and eventually I will be watching them, trying to understand, okay, what can I do better for future?
Okay.
And then I started doing comedy, stand-up comedy recently, so I did 2 and then 2 more lined up. And now I'm thinking, okay, like at the moment I had only 5 minutes because I was a newbie. Now I want to understand, okay, like at which point, because I do have material for about 30 minutes, and I just like recently started, so now my goal is to understand how to get to that like more time on stage, because I'm always running out of time, and now I could say that joke. Yeah, so it's just a new thing that started, but it's kind of very exciting and stressful every time before I go on stage, but really exciting. I plan to restart doing open mics, singing open mics.
Nice.
So that's another one.
That's
and
amazing.
It's going to be, I think that, my summer will also be pretty busy. Yeah. And there are some other projects.
Can we know about the comedy nights, please?
Yeah.
Where we can find you?
Well, I've done so far 2. So usually Montreal Comedy Club, and the host, the guy who usually like hosts them and brings the comics, Ben Cardilli. So it was, I knew him. I don't even remember how I knew him. And my husband said like, "Oh, do you want to try? Come on, text Ben, text him." Where is me and where is stand-up comedy? I was like, "Come on, try." I said, "Okay." So I texted him, and at that moment, I did my first stand-up in March. I had 0 content. It was just like nothing. I texted him. I said, "Hey, like, do you accept newbies? And how many minutes do you give?" He's like, "Oh, like it's like I think it was 3-4 minutes."
Wow,
and
I find it so hard.
It's hard. It is. It is hard. And he does the. It's like a mixer. So he has the advanced comedians and the newbies on Mondays and Tuesdays in McKibbin's on Bishop.
Okay.
So that's where they have them, like it's scheduled every Monday, Tuesday. So
for sure I'm gonna come.
I'll
for sure.
I'll let you know.
And what is your subject about?
But in the end, and it's life, right?
Life,
so,
huh?
Yeah. Right now, it's funny because when I just committed to stand up, and I texted Ben, and it was funny because my husband was laughing at me as we walk the dogs. I was walking so much into myself, and he pokes me like, "What? Like, are you trying to come up with the jokes?" So like, what did you get myself into? But so I watch a lot of, just in general, I watch a lot of Russian stand-up comedy, and I like that they never go to very like dirty topics. So very like they have a very good. The guys have very good sense of humor. So, but yeah, and then if I look at the Russian stand-up, it's always about the life. Right, because there are a lot of things that happen with us throughout the day, funny stuff that we laugh, and then we continue and we forget about that.
Yeah.
So in my case, just right now, if I laugh at something, I'm going to take my mobile, like my phone, I'm going to open the notes and like put quickly the notes, just like a few words or sentences for me to remember, and then I'll sit down and I put them all together, like written down.
It's something like you want to share something with somebody, but you're gonna forget it. So let's take it out. And usually, when you come from another country, it's funny everyday moments, cultural, because it's a difference of culture also. That made me laugh every day.
But you know what I found? Because I did put some jokes, and because they are so much rooted in my, let's say, childhood back in Moscow.
Yeah.
Me and my husband, we found them super funny. I was like, oh, isn't it cool? And then he goes like, wow, but you know, Canadians might not get it because this never was part of their life. So there is some things that for sure, like when you're coming from another country, you can play off when it comes to the stand-up comedy, that's for sure. But then there are some things that would be super funny and relatable for the people from your country, but then the other people won't.
Yes.
And the same like me when we go to watch the stand-up comedy here, some jokes, everybody is laughing, and me and him, like,
forget it.
okay, like I didn't get it. I
Me
just
too.
didn't get. So I think there is pros and cons of being from another country. There's some things that you can play off, and then some things people just like. It wasn't.
Do you have people from your country in your shows?
In where in?
Your stand-ups?
No, I think well, there might be some Russian people who randomly would pop up in McKibbin's for this for those stand-ups, but no, usually it's.
I find it's very hard though. It's a very hard stand-up. I find it's very hard. As an actress, I'm talking now. I did it once.
Oh, you also did it.
But
Did you do it in Greek? So
in Greek, yes. But I was like I felt like. To be honest, I'm used to the theater more, you know, to have a role, to play this. So it's so hard to take the energy and of the audience. And as a singer, it's completely different.
It's different. Yeah.
So I will definitely come and enjoy you. And I hope I you know, I understand your jokes. That's another thing.
Because you'll give me feedback after.
Yeah, if I can, of course. But because it's more culture, as I told you, so that's why for me it's so interesting, and I admire people who be on joke culture and not. And I find stand-up, it's about time. It's about timing also, eh?
Yeah.
It's
and usually, like you would have a host, he will show you like a little light 1 minute before you.
Yeah, you have that too.
Yeah, your slot is out, and then you see that light from the back, and I'm like,
okay. Next time,
see you. That joke, like next time.
Wow.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow, I see your summer and your next couple of months busy, creative, and give some happy moments and happiness in you know, in people. We need that more, though. We need that more because stories are funny, stories are sad, stories are. I was so happy to see you here. I was a little bit nervous at the beginning, but thank you for making me feel comfortable.
Well, thank you for spending your time.
Thank you for having me as a host now. And I hope to see you soon because you're a very interesting person, to be honest. And you always have surprises. I wasn't expecting to hear all that today. And I'm sure you're going to have more and more and more in the future because you're like this, I can translate you that also. It's like the zizania, like the small persons that they want to do stuff. You want to do stuff, you want to be yourself, you want to give. This is what I take from you.
Thank you.
And I hope everything's going to go amazing with your future projects.
Thank you so much.
And of course, I'm going to come to see you.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you the date. Yeah.
And have a great success to your next shows.
So much.
And please count your guests. Do you count your guests?
Yes.
How many guests you had?
Here, 12.
Okay.
And then Rising Stars, we did shoot 15 episodes at the moment.
Wow.
So oh, wow, yeah, it's 27.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot of experience. I need some some feedback too. So thank you for watching us, and I hope we're gonna see you soon in our next project. That's gonna be maybe in Greek. So for our Greek audience, get ready. Ετοιμαστείτε. Θα πιούμε καφεδάκι. Do you know what is that?
No.
Καφεδάκι is the coffee.
Okay.
Kafedaki, it's a part of our culture. Like every half an hour, we're drinking coffee in Greece. Yeah, we don't have text message or calls.
It's coffee.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's go for a coffee. So we're gonna have kafedaki, and I hope until then you're gonna learn Greek.
Yeah, I'll
And you're gonna
definitely remember. Like, we'll have kafedaki.
Kafedaki.
Kafedaki. Did you pronounce
Yeah,
correctly?
yeah, yeah. Θα πιούμε καφεδάκι.
Okay.
Thank you, and have a great day.